Hello, my name is Paul Harris, and this is my video submission for assignment 3 on collaborative work. Question number 1 is, if I was a project manager, what would be my approach to successfully tackling a large project with a group of very diverse people? If I already knew the people and knew their strengths and weaknesses, I would divide up the project based on people's strengths and weaknesses and set it up in a way that you have deadlines, and we'd have weekly meetings and make sure that all the deadlines were met. If I didn't know the group, I would have an initial group meeting and try to just kind of get to know each other and figure out, hey, this person seems like he or she is very good at communicating with other people, or this person's very good at computer technology stuff. I would try to divvy up those different parts of the project to the people that seemed best fit for those roles. Second question, what would you do if there were conflicts? Well, there are two different, I'm going to split this into two different types of conflicts. Some conflicts are not acceptable at all. Like, if you resort to name calling or yelling, or if it's like a conflict of because somebody looked at you the wrong way, those would be more stuff that would be dealt with in HR. And honestly, I would not accept that kind of behavior in my project. And I would try to lay that out very plainly at the beginning, that we will not be discriminating or against anybody for any reason. We'll not be yelling. We'll be acting like professionals. And then you have conflicts that are just problems, like just disagreements, or time conflicts. And this will probably kind of answer question 3. And I'll kind of go ahead and read that. I'm going to go ahead and read that question. Do all conflicts have a negative influence on a project? Why or why not? So this goes to what you do if there are conflicts that are not in that kind of name calling, like just personal disagreements outside of the project itself. If there's a conflict in the project, I think that can be a good thing, and it's all about the way you address it at the very beginning. That conflicts are just problems, and we look at them as opportunities. So a problem equals an opportunity for learning or for growth, because if we learn how to solve this problem, and the next problem that comes up, because problems are inevitable, the next problem that comes up will be a problem that we'll be better equipped to solve. It's also a learning experience. Like if I've got a problem with a robot at work, I might have something wrong electrically with it. I have an opportunity to work on my print reading skills, so I will go through and read my electrical prints. Somebody on our team is getting a better learning experience. If we address that conflicts equal problems, which equal opportunities at the beginning of our project, then everybody will have a different outlook. And towards the project as a whole, that, hey, we're treating each other with respect, and we look forward to problems because it's an opportunity for growth. I believe if you can set that, and it's not an easy thing to do all the time, but if you go through, like if you have a set, like I work for Toyota, and we have a problem solving method called a TVP, and basically it's a sequence, it's a series of steps that you learn to get to the root cause of a problem and answer the problem. And it's based off of a variety of things: cost, how effective is this going to be, how realistic is this problem? Is this one scenario, this one way of solving a problem versus this other way of solving a problem? I would probably use that same exact problem solving method to step through this conflict. Then at the end of the day, when it comes to problems in general, I believe in a management style called extreme ownership, which basically means whatever happens, whether if it's a negative thing, I take ownership of it. That means if my people are fighting, that's my fault. If the project's not staying on track, that's my fault. If this one team member is struggling in this one area, that's my fault for not giving them the proper training. But if the project goes good, that's all on my team. Like, it's basic. Extreme ownership is all about taking ownership for problems and coming up with solutions for those problems. I'm going to move on to step 4, or to question 4. How would you organize your project? I would probably do a Gantt chart and assign deadlines and two different projects, and assign different people to those projects. It may be 2 people working on this one project. It may be a couple people working on that project. It may be 1 person working on a project. And then we would just have weekly meetings, or, if things aren't going great, we maybe do 2 times a week, meet to see, hey, how are we doing? Are we on schedule as far as the Gantt chart goes? I actually really liked the way that Monday.com did the organizing, with the way you could organize the project on Monday.com. That seemed to really do well for our group. And then this is question 5. How would you keep track of your project? I would keep track of our project same way, doing a Gantt chart or something like that. I would be in constant communication with my team. I wouldn't micromanage, but I would make sure that they knew that I was always available to answer questions or to get in there and do the dirty work. If the project is digging a ditch, I want them to know that, hey, I can call Paul and he'll jump in here and pick up a shovel and dig the ditch with me. But there's a couple of ways. I like the way Monday.com keeps up with that seemed like a good way to keep track of the project. But at work we use a program called Maximo, and Maximo is actually really good at keeping track of people's time that they've actually worked on the project, and then you can actually see what people have done, and they can fill out all these different categories of, hey, I worked this amount of time on it. And you even have you can have to the extent of a stopwatch saying, hey, I started here exactly at this time and I finished exactly at this time. And it's available for everybody to see. And especially as a group leader, I can create assignments, meaning I can, in Maximo, it's called a work order. I can create work orders, and if I need to make adjustments or add work to this particular person, or I can assign that person work. So I'd probably keep track of it that way. I'd make sure that we were following that Gantt chart schedule, but if I needed to make any adjustments, that we would make adjustments. I think it's good to have a set schedule, but wrenches can be thrown into any program, and you have to make some slight adjustments. But I think that that's why communication is always key, and it's important to let everybody know that everybody has an equal voice in communication, as long as those voices are respectful and that they don't go past professionalism. And that is my submission for collaborative work environment, assignment 3. Thank you.